the man and woman that you need to be, people don't know what type of armor that you put on just to address the human experience. And you got to have armor on. You got to have armor on. For real. You got to have some armor on. And I'm going to give you another similar anecdote connected to humans, that in order for you to deal or teach with certain type of humans, you got to have a submersible spacesuit that if somebody that you love was drowning in street juice, they drowning in 11 feet. They are drowning and don't even know they drowning. They think that they got gills. They think they fish. They drowning inside of a goddamn pool of motherfucking street juice. You know what's in street juice? Everything. You heard? Do I sever my ties with them because they don't know that they don't know? You got to put a submersible suit on. You got to put on a space suit to deal with your people if you really love them. And if you go out in space, as much as niggas like the stars, niggas loves them some astrologies. Niggas love them some astrology because niggas always want to know about when they bolita gonna hit or when they girl gonna dip, so they want to know in advance. But I dare you to go and hug them stars. Go up there to the star and tell the star I love you and go hug it. The star finna body you. You heard? The star's finna body you. Be careful for your longings and your connection emotionally to words. So you got to put a spacesuit on, nigga, when you go up into space as much as you love space. Niggas love space. You had 9 months in space. Nigga, you was in not you experienced what the astronaut experienced because you is a cosmonaut. You came here from a star system based off of the vestigial and highly what you call it, interactive and magnetic fields on this planet that deal with human sentient ability and desire to prolong life through being horny. You heard? Your mom and your daddy and them was making up all of them words to try to talk. I had to take a hit to that. To try to sound like they was slick, setting each other up for the mystery, just so you could get here. You heard? And then the date that they was doing that in and out was a date that they opened up a portal on the planet with lust, with the mingling of juices and magnetic fields and sea foam. You know what that sea foam is? It's magnetic. When you see it there, see, they don't got nobody to teach the young people about the young men. When you see that sea foam, that shit, that when you go to the beach and you see that sea foam, something is telling you that it's coming down into the physical world. Something desires, his portals is opening up. So this is why I study mysticism and metaphysics, because it gives you a language beyond the language that you was presented with in school. In school, they taught you A, B, C, D was apples. B, you had to come in every morning when I was little. That was the drill. A, B, C, D, B. And then that shit used to be like this. I hate this shit. K, 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 ha, 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 ha. And then you doing all this. But I had a wonderful teacher. I had the benefit of a black woman taught me how to read. You heard? My mother already gave me words like a motherfucker. Every time I got to the school, I'd be damn near smarter than all the kids, but the rudimentary shit of what they trying to train you in, I had to get like Miss Cohen. Miss Cohen couldn't teach me how to read. She was too caught up in my drawings. I used to be drawing naked bitches when I was little, for real. When I was little, and I remember she see a woman, naked woman. Excuse me, I'm sorry, my bad. When I was in first grade, the teacher caught me drawing because I'm like this. I'm an artist, right? And she was so caught up in that shit that here it is, Miss Cohen, for real. She had the first class on the first floor in PS 307. Miss Cohen, big girl. She was salt and pepper. You heard? Miss Cohen couldn't teach me how to read. She was so offended by my nudes that it wasn't no naked women in the classroom. How the fuck is this nigga? This is true stories. This is a true fact. This is not no. Sometimes real life can be funny. That's why real niggas in jail do the most laughing. Some I know niggas that'll tell you that had the most tumultuous events and your life could be in captivity under crackers up north. But if you a real person, you could find you some time to actually have the most realest laugh you ever had despite your circumstance. And that's determined whether or not you're gonna survive your experience. Is if you can laugh and not take shit personal. So she took that shit personal that my little 5 year old mind, and I'm coming to school with a kufi on. Not the picture from where I'm in the only um more in the class. That's in Canarsie. That's in 1979. That's the AARASHID program. They accepted me immediately because in the interview I was far more articulate than you are supposed to be at my age. You heard? It was an anomaly. It was some shit they was bugging. You heard? But I did not enjoy the task of learning in the manner in which they was presenting to me. Yeah. And I was always disruptive during my elementary school years. And I'll be like this. Y'all be talking mad shit about Umar, and Umar Johnson is a key. And y'all gonna fuck around being into the herd mentality and miss that gym. Because I remember my level of intelligence, and my mama and them did not know what she created. Them white folks was on, yo, they was hating on a kid, bro. And when I tell a story, this is not my ego involved or none of that. I used to have problems with the teacher. It's people still alive that was in elementary school with me that know that the teachers used to take my mentality and how I move personally, and they used to, instead of trying to instruct me as a child, they used to isolate me. Everybody that know me from elementary school, I'm making up shit, look, know that they used to sit me and isolate me because of my influence and the fact that I could disturb the class, and then they didn't want me to be the focal point of answering questions. In fourth grade, in fourth grade, the teacher had the audacity. The teacher used to smoke cigarettes in front of us, and like we was on a plantation, delegate the task to students to open the window for her. You heard? Miss Steinberg. And then motherfuckers used to be feeling important if they go open the window for Miss Steinberg so she could smoke her motherfucking cigarettes in front of kids, right? But She used to get a pass because she used to wear them tight ass jeans, and I was a little boy. You heard? And Miss Steinberg used to wear them tight ass jeans. You heard? And she was one of the first people I ever seen and get a nose job. She used to have that shit, that real one. You know that shit looked like the North Face of the North Face of the mountain. She went and got that shit shaved down for real. She went and got that shit shaved down so she could get the straight Jones, right? And one day, I forgive her for her trespasses, forgive her for all of that, right? You know, niggas is smoking cigarettes now. It's not because of Miss Steinberg, right? You might smoke a cigarette because of your friends. It ain't her fault, right? But I'm gonna tell you something. Why the fuck did she go and one day tell a room full of black and Latino children across the street from the projects, Farragut projects, across the street from the projects, when they was smoking the most crack in the world? I got to take my shits off to tell you this. Crack was at an all-time high. And this white woman, and white is a color that we use as artists for composition. They're not white. It's a term associated to a caste or a status. Her name is Miss Steinberg. So every time certain holidays come around, we get a black teacher or a Puerto Rican teacher. You heard? Because she had to go on a holiday. One day, she told a whole classroom of children that her peoples made the pyramids. Fourth grade, right? This is a fact. Mm-mm. I was like, hell to the no, 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 you didn't. I was like this. I don't be raising my hand for none of them fucking stupid ass math questions and them how many eggs go into the this and that. I don't fuck that. Um, who did this? Who was the emancipation of proclamation? All this so stupid. I never, never, no. I just be like, fuck that, right? In the gifted and talented school, I never did homework. I just was a test taker. I could pass tests. Yeah, I promise you. I promise you. I was like, hell to the no, 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 you didn't. And my first thing that I said, this is the first thing that I said. I said, that's impossible because white folks can't live. This is what I got from my mama. my mama, my mama took me to a Dr. Francis Crest Wesley melanin conference on Atlantic Avenue in a church in Brooklyn when I was little and bought me a melanin t-shirt. You heard? And bought me a melanin t-shirt. And the melanin t-shirt had the melanin molecule. My mother couldn't wait for me to wear that shirt to school. You heard? I promise you. I swear to God, my mom was like, oh yeah, the white bitch is gonna ask you what that is. You heard? You better know what it is. You heard? This is the chemical component to intellect and the reason why black people are closest to God. Repeat after me, like this. And I was like this. This sounds like some Kevin Hart shit, right? Like this, when he had to go to school and curse the teacher out. Look, my mama prepared me for that melanin t-shirt that I wore. Yeah. I never forget it. I had a blue melanin t-shirt from the merch sold at a consciousness event in Brooklyn on Atlantic Avenue inside of a church. Okay? So when I told her, I said, it's impossible for Europeans to be able to perform a task such as that in North Africa because they don't have enough melanin. Melanin, in my fourth grade, I knew melanin connects you geographically to great experiences. You heard? Now, this is the quandary later on. I'm going to digress. But they escorted me out the class. She escorted me out the class. And then they tried to do me like they do you in the military. When look at how they do the Marines, it'd be like 4 or 5 staff sergeants get in your face and call you all kind of motherfuckers and all of this. This is what this white woman was mad, was ready to cry, turning red, and went to go get the assistant principal so that they could jump me as a little kid because mentally trying to mind fuck me to be like this. I'm wrong for knowing that you ain't built no motherfucking pyramid. And that the only thing that connects you to it is a false translation of a series of texts that I have proven as a 46-year-old black man. The Bible is speaking about Akkadian and Sumerian traditions from West Africa. You heard? It's not talking about how we got here, about Cain killed Abel. That's a lie. There's no such thing as none of those things have ever happened. And I'm waiting for my people to raise their level of consciousness. You are afraid to be intelligent and spiritual. That's why I started my shit sprinkling. You, you, and when I hear you tell me that you're afraid, you're not afraid to kill your brother. You're not afraid to kill your brother, but you afraid of this. You afraid of this. You is afraid of this. And this is the best thing that ever happened to the shit in your stomach. You heard? That guides you and makes you think who you think you is come from your first mind. The Bible was about how the when you reach